What's up guys, LeftBurst here, and today I'm going to be ranking every single one of the God/SwitchStrike abilities. Now Takara/Hasbro has released 23 different SwitchStrike/God bays, and they all came with their own unique ability. Now this ability can range from having metal in the layer, to having a mode change, to being dual rotation. Now I'm going to be ranking these abilities based off how cool their concept is, how cool they are in the anime, but mostly if the ability actually works and works well in real life. Because an ability can be really good in the anime, but then in real life it literally does nothing. Also, disclaimer, this is gonna be based on my opinion. If you have a different opinion, if I rank Beyblade with a really good ability really low and you think it should be ranked higher, you can write in the comment section and totally roast me and be like, no, you're stupid, this one should be higher. Although that would really hurt my feelings. You can do that. Anyway, so yeah, let's just get started. Alright, so in last place, we have Guardian Curvius. Now, most people would agree that Guardian Curvius has the worst ability in the world. Some people don't even think Guardian Curvius has an ability. That's how bad it is. Its ability literally does nothing. Now, for those who don't know what its ability is it has orange plastic all around the layer, and the orange plastic is supposed to go inwards towards the layer, making it absorb hits. But look, if I press really hard, you can maybe see it, but it's so hard to see. It barely does anything. If you look at the end right here, let me try to get in focus a little. If you look at the end right here, see it's gonna move in the tiniest bit. It's so hard to see. It literally does nothing in battle, and what makes this worse is that the new upgrade it got in the Chozi evolution or whatever, in the Chozi anime, is Hazard Curvius, and it's the same exact ability, except Hazard Curvius does it so much better. It's such a trash ability. It basically does nothing in battle, and it didn't even show up in the anime, so it didn't even have any cool moments. Alright, so this ability, just like Guardian Curvius, barely does anything in real life. At least it showed up in the anime, that's why it's above Guardian Curvius. But yeah, basically what Screwtride's ability is it has rubber inside of the layer. It's not outside the layer, it can't steal spin or anything. It has it inside of the layer, no contact at all, and what this rubber does is when it gets hit, let me try to move it real quick. So when it gets hit, look at the middle of the Beyblade, see the rubber kind of moves a bit, making it absorb attacks. But the thing is, it takes so much force to move this rubber that I don't think it does anything in battle. And Screwtride is obviously not the best layer in the world. Also, I am using the recolored version because just look at this purple recolor. It looks so nice. Okay, so Maximum Garuda is next on this list. Now, Maximum Garuda's ability is that it's just wide. Its ability, when this thing first came out, I was so confused. I was looking for its ability. I was what is this ability? Its ability is basically, it's a big boy. It's a big bay. The banana is a big bay. Now that's it. It's just really big. That's the whole ability. There's nothing really special to it. And it would be cooler. It might have ranked higher on this list if there wasn't a Beyblade called, I just moved the camera. If there wasn't a Beyblade called Nightmare Longinus, that's basically the same exact size as Maximum Garuda, but it has metal and another ability. So yeah, that's why Garuda's this low on this list. I mean, it really hurts to rank the banana this low, but again, its ability is just kind of garbage. It's not based, this list isn't based on how cool the Beyblade is, it's only based on how cool the God ability is. Alright, next we have Rising Ragnarok. Now, Rising Ragnarok's ability, it has these wings. It's basically the first ability that actually works in battle. I mean, I guess Maximum Garuda's ability works in battle, but it doesn't really do anything. Twin Nemesis' ability doesn't really work in battle, and Guardian Curvius' ability doesn't work in battle, but I mean, it works in battle, but this is all it does. It's fun to play with, but it literally does nothing. What is this gonna do in battle? Although it works in battle, what is it even gonna do? It's literally a little wing. It does nothing. That's why it's ranked this low on the list. Alright, next up, we got Christ Satan, and just like Blaze Ragnarok, its ability is basically, it works in battle, but doesn't even work well. Its ability is that it has wheels on the layer, and these wheels, they're so small. If they made the wheels a little bigger, I could see them coming into contact more, but look at them. They're tiny wheels. There's no way that's gonna come into contact. I mean, it's fun to look at and play with, not too practical in battle. Isn't it kind of hypnotizing though? Look at this thing. Isn't that kind of cool? It's the only reason why it's this high on the list. It literally does nothing, but it's cool to play with. Look at that thing. Also, I am using the recolor of Arc Bahamut just because I think it looks cooler. Alright, so this Beyblade's ability is that it has a weight changer, so you can change its weight from balanced to unbalanced, but the reason why, I mean it works in battle, but the reason why it's ranked this low on the list is just because, like, when are you ever gonna use the unbalanced version? Like, the balanced version is just so much better. Alright, so the next bit on the list, most of you probably wouldn't expect, it is going to be Killer Death Scyther. Now, some of you in the comment section are going to be like, Noah, why is Killer Death Scyther ranked so high on this list? Now, because it only has this little plastic thing. In real life, this is the only thing it does. It literally does nothing. It's just a moving piece of plastic. But in the anime, it is so cool. They portray Killer Death Scyther as being this crazy Beyblade with its double strike ability. It literally, like, flies down, it like hits the wall with double strike, goes in the air, flies down, and double strikes and bursts the other Beyblade. In the anime, Killer Death Scyther is just so savage with double strike, and that's why it's this high on the list. To any haters out there, go watch the anime, it's awesome. Okay, so next up, we have Blast Genius. Now, Blast Genius's ability is basically its layer goes up, and then it's supposed to avoid attacks. Now, this doesn't really work in real life, and actually, I think it, like, makes the Beyblade even worse. I think this makes it more prone to bursting with its ability, but its ability is cool. At least it works in real life. At least it's fun to, like, watch when it's battling or whatever. So, yeah, that's why it's as high on the list. Alright, so next up, we got Galaxy Zeus. Now, Galaxy Zeus's ability is that it has 4 metal balls in the layer, and it moves around, and it is a really cool concept, although I don't think it's this low on the list just because I don't think that the metal balls really help it. If anything, I think it kind of makes it a bit worse. It's supposed to be a stamina type, but the metal balls make it kind of unbalanced, which, like, makes it lose stamina. That's why it's going to be this low on the list. Alright, so the next Beyblade is going to be Shelter Regulus. Now, this Beyblade's ability is that its heads and claws extend out and make more contact points, and, like, later in battle, it goes in and makes it more defensive. Now, honestly, I think this is around the time where the abilities are pretty good. It's, like, around the middle of the list where the abilities, like, aren't that bad. Like, all these abilities, I would say all these abilities are kind of trash, but this guy's ability, this is where it starts getting pretty good. Now, it creates a lot of contact points, and it just looks so cool when it spins. You see it spin, and you can see when it's like in its attack mode, then goes into its defense mode. And honestly, I just really like the design of the Beyblade. I just think it looks really cool. So yeah, that's why it's as high on the list. Also, I think that if they gave this thing better teeth, it would be so overpowered. Because, like, you would just attack a lot, and then you would just go in and have, like, ultimate defense and stamina. It would be amazing. Okay, so this Beyblade basically has the same thing as Shelter Regulus, except it just has added features. It's just better than Shelter Regulus. So it has the same thing where its heads extend out, making it, like, a bit more attack points. Except when the heads extend out, there's, like, little clamps right here that clamp the driver, making it, like, more or less burst prone, so it has more burst resistance. So, like, when you start the battle, it's like as if it's unburstable, and then later it goes back in, making it burstable and, like, less burst resistant. So yeah, that's why it's ranked higher than just Regulus. Okay, so next up on the list, we have Beat Kukulkan. Again, this is another one that people are like, why is it so high on the list? And honestly, again, this is just my opinion. Most people would not rank this Beyblade this high on the list, but I just think it's so cool. Just watch this. Look at his little beard thing, his little piece of fire that pops out when it's, like, its second click. So basically, it's a click-based Beyblade, just like Arc Bahamut. Based on the clicks, its god ability will work, and when it's on its second click, look what happens to its little, like, bearded fire thing. Watch. Kapow! Oh my gosh! I just really like it, okay? I'm sorry. That's so cool. That's so cool. It's just, oh my, the frame came off. Look at this. I just find it really amusing for some reason. You can sometimes see it during battle when, the beard comes out, because there is a little red that's exposed. Oh my gosh. Oh, if they released this on Buster Excalibur, that would have been so cool. That they should have totally released, like, ability like this, a click-based ability like Buster Excalibur, because the Excalibur line is known for, like, the double impacts and stuff. So yeah, oh my gosh, I don't know, it's just me, I just find it so cool. I just find it so cool. It's not even like it does that much in battle, it's just really cool to look at. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so next on the list, we have Siege Excalibur. Now, Siege Excalibur is, its ability is that it just has metal on the layer. In my opinion, it's kind of lame. Like, that's kind of a lame ability, especially since they released all the Cho-Z bays, which all have metal on them, and most of the Cho-Z bays, not all of them, obviously, have abilities. And, yeah, I mean, like, again, honestly, when they release bays like Nightmare Longness that has metal, and that's bigger, and a click system, like, these guys just get outclassed. So, yeah, that's why it's ranked this low on the list. Although, Siege Excalibur, it's not even ranked that low. It's pretty high, because mostly because metal does help the Beyblade perform better in battle. Okay, so next up we have Twin Nemesis. Now, Twin Nemesis's ability is that it has a mode change. We can change it from smash attack mode right here, so you'll get a big smash attack right there, and then you can change it to upper attack mode. As you can see, it kind of goes up right there. Now, this ability, it's a pretty standard ability. It works in battle, although it's not too flashy and not too creative. So yeah, it's ranked pretty high because it does work in battle. It's pretty effective, but it's not that creative, so that's why it's like towards the middle of the list. Alright, next up is, I think this is where the Beyblades get like really good. This is where I think all the abilities are like super awesome. So next up, we have God Valkyrie's God ability. Now, this is the main character of the anime, so of course it has to have a really good ability. Basically, its ability is that it has a spring in the layer, so it's spring loaded, so it can make like counter attacks. So when a Beyblade comes up and like attacks it, it'll hit the Beyblade, and then the Valkyrie will spring load and like totally like send like a counter attack. I just think it's so awesome. In the anime, they make it really cool, and it's really fun to play with in real life. Although I do not think it works too well in real life battles, as some people might say. It kind of has the opposite effect, where it kind of will just absorb hits. Like a Beyblade will come in, like it'll come in to attack another Beyblade, and then it'll kind of, the spring will kind of cushion the hit, so it's like not as effective. So that's why it's not ranked as high as others, although it is still ranked pretty high, because I do still think it's a pretty cool ability. Alright, so this guy's ability is basically the same thing as God Valkyrie, except I definitely think it does it better. It's a spring-loaded ability, except it actually wants to absorb hits, because it is a stamina type. It wants to avoid getting hard hits, and basically what happens is the Beyblade comes up, it hits the spring, and then it'll counteract like that. And honestly, I think this is one of the few abilities that actually like really help the Beyblade in battle. Like, I think this Beyblade's, at least the layer, is competitive because of its ability. Alright, so next up on this list, now this Beyblade should be ranked so much higher than it is. It's only ranked at the 6th spot just because I think this Beyblade, there's a Beyblade higher up on this list that does what this Beyblade does, but just so much better. I'm sure you guys know what this Beyblade is. This Beyblade is Legend Spriggan. Now, this Beyblade has so many god abilities just put into it. It has a metal god chip, just like Siege Excalibur with the metal. It's dual rotation, that's the main thing, so it can spin left and right, and that just gives it so much versatility. That like makes it so good in the meta, at least when it first came out, because it can deal with the left and right spin bays. And when it spins right, it has upper attacks just like Twin Nemesis, and when it spins left, it has smash attacks just like Twin Nemesis, and overall, it is just such a good Beyblade. It has so many abilities put into it. It's ranked this low just because there's a Beyblade that does everything it does, but better. Alright, moving into the top 5, we have in the number 5 slot, Drain Fafnir. Now, this Beyblade's ability is that it has rubber Fs on the layer, and the rubber Fs are supposed to absorb hits. Now, because this is a left spin bay, when absorbing hits from opposite spin, it's able to steal spin and get faster, and that is just so cool to watch. Also, when it's versing other bays with the same spin, like left spin bays, I'm guessing that the rubber helps to like create more friction and helps to create more like smash attacks and stuff like that. So that is awesome too, and just seeing it spin steal in battle, it's just so awesome to see. And we're also going to get a Geist Fafnir, a Cho-Z evolution of this Beyblade, and I don't know, that's just so hype. So yeah, that's why it's in the number 5 spot, just because I think spin steal is just such a cool concept. I'm sure a lot of people think it's cool too. Alright, so next on this list, we have Duo Apollo and Duo Artemis. Now, these guys, they share a god ability, and their god ability is that the Beyblade, you can take them apart, you can just split them in half, and then you can literally literally just like mix and match the parts to make Duo Eclipse. Now imagine if they made like a whole series of Beyblade bursts. Like, no, okay, so we're on Cho-Z right now, but like imagine season 4, if they do make a season 4, just like off this concept where you can mix and match layers. That would be crazy. It's such a creative idea. I really like it. It's just so awesome. Like, for instance, imagine like, okay, so this is based off the ability, but imagine if it was like a rounder shape bay and like a super jaggedy shape bay. So you can have like the rounder shape bay and then mix it with the super jaggedy shape bay, and you can have like ultra smash attacks. It would be awesome. It just looks so cool. So yeah, that's why it's ranked this high on the list. Alright, so we're on the top 3 right now, in the number 3 slot. Now, some of you might disagree with this. You're like, hey, Dual Artemis, or like Dream Fafner, or Legend Spriggan should be in this spot, but honestly, this is my opinion, okay? So let me just say my opinion. In my opinion, the number 3 slot is going to have to be Tornado Wyvern. Now, Tornado Wyvern, some people were like, Tornado Wyvern's God ability is garbage, but Tornado Wyvern's God ability is that it has a free spinning ring that like surrounds the Beyblade, so basically it can never get hit. Now, when this Beyblade first came out, everyone thought that free spin, that would be like super overpowered. Like, they wouldn't give that to a Beyblade, or if they were, it would be like one of the last Beyblades to be released. But no, this was one of the first Beyblades to be released, and its ability is just so crazy. It has a free spinning ring. Now, honestly, the free spinning ring might not do much in battle, but it's just so cool to think about. It's so cool just to like, so we've watching the anime has evasion and stuff, although they kind of downgrade in the anime because like they say like if you just kind of avoid the free spinning ring and hit the plastic, it totally messes it up. But honestly, again, this is why Tornado Wyvern is one of my favorite Beyblade. It's just such a cool design. His ability is just so cool, and yeah, that's why it's in the number 3 spot. Alright, so the number 2 spot is going to have to be Nightmare Longinus. Now, I don't think anyone can argue that this isn't worthy of the number 2 slot. Literally, this Beyblade, it has a crazy amount of metal, so it's already one-upping Siege Excalibur. It's as big as Maximum Garuda, and it's debatably uses the click system the best in its ability. Now, you have Beyblades such as Arc Bahamut who use it, and Bika Culkin that use the click system pretty well with their ability, but I beg to differ that Nightmare Longinus uses it the best, especially in battle. You can see it in battle, it's so cool. So basically, every time the Beyblade gets hit, it gets slightly more powerful because it creates this gap between them, making crazy smash attacks, which really helps it in battle. And yeah, oh my gosh, it is just so cool to see in the anime too, just to see Louis go like, Longinus, full metal Dragon Crush. It's just awesome to see just the dragons of the anime slowly going forward and slowly getting more and more powerful. And yeah, that's why it's this high on the list, just because it has so many awesome abilities. Alright, in the number 1 slot, now I'm sure a lot of you probably know what the number 1 slot is. It's pretty predictable. It's basically the number 1 slot on like all my top ranking lists or top 10 lists. Don't ask why. Actually, there's a pretty good reason why, because I'm ultra biased, but I'm sure a lot of you can agree the number 1 slot is going to have to be Spriggan Requiem. Like, come on guys, look at this thing. Now, this Beyblade, again, the reason why Legend Spriggan was ranked so low is because this thing does what Legend Spriggan does, but so much better. It's dual rotation, just like Legend Spriggan, which gives it like ultra like versatility. Also, it has rubber just like Dream Fafner, so it can still spin, but because it's dual rotation, it can still spin from left and right spin bays, and it also has the same thing where it has smash attacks 1 spin rotation and upper attacks the other spin rotation. It also has metal just like Excalibur and Longinus. It's basically like all the good god abilities besides maybe free spin put into one bay. It's just awesome. It's so good that the WBO actually had to ban it from tournaments because it was just overpowering everything, because that's just how good it is. So yeah, that was my ranking of every single god ability. I know that this video was pretty long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually really enjoy making these ranking videos. So if you guys want to see more ranking videos, please leave a like. And yeah, see you guys later. Have a nice day. LeftBurst out.